Welcome to another day in the Matrix, waters above crypto. I just wanted to start this one out by welcoming all the new subscribers that have joined over the past week. I'm sending you all love and high vibrations. Yesterday's interview with Coach JV over at 3T Warrior Academy was a blast. If you haven't seen it yet, go ahead over to his channel and check it out. I shared some really critical information about the 1944 Bretton Woods Conference, the Nixon shock of 1971, and how all the dates and numbers correspond to this upcoming Shemitah this September. I'll be making a full presentation with a Gematria decode for these events in early August for the Patreon supporters of the Mastermind community membership. And in today's video, we will follow up on the call I made some weeks back when I was confident that XRP at 51 cents was the bottom, and how I anticipated a breakout into the 70-cent level before the end of this month. And that is what has happened today. And I'm going to show you all the Gematria code behind why this happened. All the technical analysis here has been playing out beautifully. It's been great reading the emails from people thanking me, sharing the moon cycles indicator and teaching them how it works and why it's so important to pay attention to. And when we combine the moon cycles with Gematria and numerology, we get a powerful symphony of understanding to make the best decisions with our investments. So if you're new here, we do cryptocurrency technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, numerology, and astrology to understand these markets. Feel free to subscribe, turn on the bell notification to stay updated on when new videos come out, and make sure to give this video a like and share this channel with other conscious people to help grow this community. Also, I'm currently running a sale for my Mastermind course until the end of the month. So for those of you who want to learn how to do technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, you can join my Mastermind course with the promo code in the pinned comment below for a discount. My email is in the description box to get in contact with me for access to the course. I've been getting so many emails lately from people who've purchased the Mastermind course in the past, telling me how it's been helpful and how over the past couple months, it's been great to have access to the course while the prices have been down across the board for all these cryptocurrencies. Like I've been saying, now is definitely the time to focus on your education before this bull run really takes off into the end of the year. I've been telling everyone that from this past May until October of 2021 will be a reaccumulation phase. And this is when I focus on accumulation at every dip this market gives me. So since I've had so many new subscribers join recently from my 3T Warrior Academy interview and the recent podcast I did with Logan over at Decode Your Reality, I decided it would be great to offer this end of the month sale on my course for those new supporters, get you started on the right path of this cryptocurrency journey. And if you're new here and you've been in crypto for a while but have had trouble learning how to read the charts, this could really be a good opportunity since my work centers around Wyckoff method. You'll be able to build a strong foundation and properly learn market structure, which is typically overlooked in crypto, but it's really been the cornerstone of my work, being able to see 6 months to a year into the future and how we could best judge the next move with whatever cryptocurrency or investment you are interested in. So if you'd like to join my course, my email is in the description and the promo code for the discount is in the pinned comment below. I love to get as many of you highly enlightened beings on the right side of this wealth transfer before the masses get involved. And with that being said, let's take the red pill. So we have right here some amazing numbers. Today being the 28th of July, we're getting that 7/28/2021, giving us the 22. 22 being the master number. And then also if I add up the dates, as I like to add them up here on this channel, 7 plus 28 plus 20 plus 21 gives us the 76. And this 76 ties to Ripple, with the 76 in the English ordinal cipher. And that 22 for 7/28/2021 comes back to XRP in the full reduction cipher. So this is really critical, and it's making so much sense why this happened today. Another very important thing is today is Wednesday, or miércoles, the day of Mercury, and Mercury gives us that 86, and that 86 being in the reverse ordinal cipher, the same cipher we get 86 for Ripple. So again, I said this before in my previous videos last week, and I actually mentioned it in my last Red Pill episode, number 17, my technical analysis podcast that I do for the Mastermind community. And I mentioned Watch you wake up one day and you see every crypto is down or slightly flat while XRP is recovering. This is kind of something that happens. If you guys paid attention to how the last week has been ever since the lows on the full moon around July 23rd, we got our lows on the 22nd. There's a very important reason for that, but the point that I'm trying to make here is that you saw Theta and T-Fuel being the most oversold cryptos, then they recovered the most, and then a bunch of liquidity went into Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance has shifted, and then since you've seen the beginning of a bullish reversal for XRP. And this is my trinity. When Bitcoin breaks out, then Bitcoin dominance reverses. Then on top of that, you see XRP recovering. Those three things are indicative of a market bottom. So what that's telling me is we've put in our macro bottom, meaning $28,600 Bitcoin was the bottom and 51 cents for XRP was the bottom. We're most likely not going to be seeing lower than those prices ever, unless there is a massive change of character, and that would break all the structure from the last two bull runs we've had, which so far Bitcoin is mimicking the 2013 cycle to a T. And what we're seeing with XRP now is a beautiful technical structure that we've been talking about for weeks. So what I'm seeing also is there's something to pay attention to for tomorrow, and that's because the date being as such, 7 plus 29 plus 20 plus 21, of course, gives us the 77. These numbers are so powerful. If you watch my interview with Coach JV from yesterday, I was talking about how on July 22nd, which again was our lows in the crypto market last week, was the 77th anniversary of the Bretton Woods Conference, the last day of the conference in 1944. So we are currently in the 77th anniversary of Bretton Woods, and remember that Bretton Woods ended from the Nixon shock on August 15th of 1971. Now, that is currently in the 49th year anniversary, and with the 77, 7 times 7 gives you 49. We are about to transition into Jubilee. So I'm very confident in that. A lot of people have called for that super Shemitah last cycle, and I disregarded that. I don't think that that's true. I don't believe in the concept of a super Shemitah. The way that I look at this is based off of the 7 times 7 being the big one, followed up by the 50 entering Jubilee, and that is biblical. That is not my opinion. So another thing to consider is 7/29/2021 gives us the 23, and this 23 comes back to Bitcoin in the Chaldean cipher. That's really important to consider also because 23 is the 9th prime number, and that 9 comes back to the ticker symbol BTC in the Chaldean cipher, giving you 9. All right. And another thing is the date being written out as such as July 29, 2021. It gives you the 27 in Chaldean. And why is that so important? Because tomorrow is the day of Jupiter. It is Thursday. Jueves, Jupiter, the day of Jupiter. Now we're getting this 27 in Chaldean, just like Jupiter is 27 in Chaldean. There's a lot of confluence here. Another 27 that's important in the Chaldean cipher is Ripple with the 27. So this is all going in the same cipher. Today and tomorrow are very special, and especially August leading into the new moon. I'm anticipating all of these cryptos to do very well. So let's look at the dollar index really quickly before we jump into the cryptos, because we've been following this, and this TA that we've been doing here on the dollar index has been giving us a lot of understanding as to what's going on with the crypto prices. Now, if you watched yesterday's YouTube video, you heard me say that expect support on this orange moving average, which is the 21 exponential. Boom, perfect call. We actually got to close above the 21, and you see the next day, which is today, the price pumped all the way up to this trend line, and now this trend line has confirmed a rejection again, and this would be the second day in a row trading below the 13 exponential. What I would like to see now again is a close for the dollar index below the 21. So a close below this orange moving average, the 21 exponential moving average on the daily chart, would be very, very bullish for the cryptos and the stock market. But ultimately, what we would like to see is a closure below the 236. The 236 always tends to be a very big support level for everything. Again, it's something I harp on quite a bit in my mastermind course. So we're getting this bullish energy at the same time that we're seeing bearish energy in the dollar index. And then if we look at the 2-day chart, which is going to be closing on the 30th, we should be seeing a bearish MACD cross on the 2-day coming up very soon, probably into early August. 2-day bearish MACD cross, like we saw back here on April 9th, it led to a massive correction all the way down from this white trend line, which we've recently gotten rejected on, down to this lower support trend line. And this lower support trend line, if that was to come into play, would be extremely bullish for the cryptos and for all the stocks, because you can see that's a further downside of 3% for the dollar. So, of course, everything is backed by the dollar, and that's why a weakness in the dollar is indicative of strength in cryptocurrency. Before we move on to the Bitcoin TA, go ahead, give this video a like. We try to get this up to 1,000 likes. We manifested that 900 the other day, and we also manifested that 13,000 subscribers. Thanks to all the new people who've shown up from Decode Your Reality. Much love to you, Logan, and much love to Coach JV over at 3T Warrior Academy. So many beautiful, highly enlightened beings have joined our community lately. I support all of you, and I'm so happy that you joined the Waters Above Wolfpack. Let's get to the Bitcoin chart. We could see Bitcoin's actually doing pretty good, a lot better than where it was when I woke up. But we could see something really interesting, and that is the daily chart has been on a 8-day trend to the upside of green candles, a full 8 days. Now, if we close tonight, this might be the most continuous green daily closures for Bitcoin I've ever seen in the charts. I could probably find one instance, but I can't even find any in the last 3 or 4 years. I might not be looking hard enough, but that's a pretty crazy statistic, just to get started with that. But anyways, let's just kind of look to what happened yesterday, right? Yesterday, we had our daily closure above the 236. That's very good to see. But then if we bring up some of our longer term moving averages, we could also see that this right here, this green line is the 200 exponential moving average. This was the first time that we closed above the 200 EMA since May 18th, about 70 days ago. And then another thing we're seeing is right here. You see that cross where the 8 is crossing above the 55? That's my favorite bullish cross on the daily. And whenever that happens, that leads to massive, massive recovery for Bitcoin. So we're getting this bullish cross again. It's the 8 simple moving average and the 55 simple moving average. This would be the first time that these were crossed bullish since, honestly, all the way back in late April, around the time of the all-time highs. And remember what I've been saying for a while now, how this recent structure that we've gotten looks like exactly last year. And let's just take a peek. Right here, we got the bullish cross around July 25th, and look at where we're at today. We got our bullish cross on July 27th. And also, if you remove everything and we just look at price structure, I'm going to hide all the drawings and all the indicators. And you can see that if we go back to July, where we got to July 21st and then just ripped to the upside all the way until the beginning of August. So take a mental note of what this looks like and then look at today. It's the same shit. We just ripped to the upside from July 21st all the way up. Now, this is pretty crazy to see how I actually called this in a Patreon video, and then I started exposing it on some YouTube videos, how I believe we're just in a time loop, and how this big correction that we got from the all-time high down to the lows was very similar to the C-word crash of March of last year. It was a very similar percentage move. It was a very similar sort of structure on how it corrected, how it slightly recovered, and all of those things. So now what we're seeing is a clear repeat of the summertime of last year. And I believe that we are moving into a bullish price around the new moon of August, which is August 8th. So pretty much that's all we have to say on Bitcoin in regards to that. There's some other technical things that we could discuss to recap on yesterday's video. I suppose like these exponential moving averages, they're all flipping bullish. Remember I told you in yesterday's video, we actually see the blue again, which is the 13 exponential crossing above the red, which is the 34 exponential. That's a very bullish cross. But now after today's close especially, we're going to see the 21 cross above the 34, and that will put us in what's called bullish posture, where we have the 13 above the 21 above the 34 in that order. Again, these are Fibonacci numbers, that's why I use them, and that would be the first time we'd be seeing that in a very, very long time, about April. So yeah, this is pretty crazy that the last time we saw this was April 21st. This is very, very, very bullish, especially with the 8 and the 55 crossing bullish as well. So we have a couple more days to go. I suspect that the next 2-day, 3-day closures will lead to a 5-day close. That will be a bullish MACD cross on the 5-day, and game is over. Once that crosses, that's bullish as hell. And I do not see ever below a $28,000 Bitcoin. It's just, it would be really unlikely. Seeing the RSI break out the way that it did, how much strength is in this market, it's just a perfect storm of events. The only big upside things that we would have to deal with for now is the 42,000 level, and then you have this incoming 200 simple moving average at 44,000, excuse me. And I said in my last video, I believe Bitcoin will hit 50,000 in August, and it could actually happen pretty damn soon. It could happen in very early August, like 2 or 3 days before the new moon. And I wouldn't even be surprised if we went to 52,000 again, because that 52 number in reverse, the mirrored, is the 25, and that 25 comes back to BTC, the ticker symbol, and it's a very crucial number for Bitcoin. So let's move on to the XRP analysis, because that is the show of today, with a gain of over I think 13 or 14% if you're including the wicks. Pretty amazing move here. So we got rejected perfectly off of the 200 exponential moving average. Again, I told you in yesterday's video, look out for the 75 to 76 cent area as being our resistance. And it looked like XRP just had a massive liquidity spike. I would assume if I go down to like the 4-hour chart, I'd be able to see some pretty big volume kick in. Yeah, pretty big volume signature entered after it's been dormant. Very, very boring. Now, I'm not sure how many of you are super keen on using Wyckoff on shorter time frames, but if I have something like pretty special to show now that I'm seeing this, if I hide everything and look at what's going on here, this looks like a textbook Wyckoff accumulation phase. So this is called the spring in Wyckoff. This is the test area where you're recovering back to the previous levels. Then when you break out and form this crown top, this is called the SOS. Then this is your backup phase. And then this is where you start moving up to create new highs with tests along the way. And you just have LPS's, last point of support, followed by SOS's, signs of strength, over and over and over again. Take a mental image of what this looks like, okay? Now I'm going to show you what the Bitcoin chart looks like on the daily a year ago. So again, this is the 4-hour chart on XRP in a super short time frame. Like we're talking about from July 17th to today. It's like an 11-day time frame. Take a mental note of this, and now I want you to see what the daily chart of last summer looked like for Bitcoin. It's going to blow your mind. Boom. Okay. So this is the daily. You see, you have your spring. Let me put it in logarithmic. It'll make it look a lot better. So you see, you have your spring right here. Then you have your sideways test. Then you have your crown top backup phase. Maybe if I put in a 3-day, it would look even more clear. That would be really awesome to see how this all played out. And you could see, it's perfect. So you have spring, test, back at the similar levels, you have your sign of strength, backup phase, and then you start heading to new highs. And then along the way up, you have a little bit of an LPS, and then another SOS, LPS, SOS, LPS, over and over again until you enter a micro distributional phase. So XRP, again, it's just starting that trend, which is very nice to see. Go back to the 4-hour, press reset, and I'll show you everything again. So you have your spring, you have your test, you have your SOS backup phase, and then your second SOS, and then you start entering the buying climax, which I assume will take some time. Buying climax for XRP will probably take until the RSI gets into the 90 level. And right now, RSI on the daily is sitting at 62. There is so much room for this to go. Hopefully everything I just said makes a lot of sense. I believe that was some really important information. It kind of shows you how you could use Wyckoff on shorter time frames, but I like to go with the longer time frames because, of course, longer time frames, more solidified data, less wicks, less volatility, and it's just overall more important. So one thing that would be very nice today would be closing exactly where we are at right now, but 72 cents would really be key. We're at 71.7, and that's indicative of a new higher high in the structure. Remember, I told you in yesterday's video, getting above that 73 cent level, the previous highs of late June, would be great because now you've cleared that out. You see this white moving average, that's the 55 simple on the daily. Getting a daily close above that, bullish as ever. So that would be really great to see for XRP. Getting a daily close above that, then all you have to face is a daily close above these 200s, the 200 simple moving average and the 200 exponential, and that's lights out. It's going up to $1 very fast after that. Very confident in what I just said, by the way. Double bottom, oversold on the RSI, seeing this 8 head up towards the 55 for a bullish cross, seeing a retest of the 200, holding strength above the 55. I could go on and on and on and on. And now, how did we know this was going to happen? Because of the 2-day MACD bullish cross that happened right back here on July 10th. I've been telling everyone about this. The night of that closure where we got that flip in the histogram green, I told people on the Discord, get ready because now we're starting to see a push into a trend, and that trend for these crosses on the MACD 2-day, very bullish. They don't happen immediately. They take an average of 16 to 22 days. So right now we're at day 18, and 22 days would be the start of August. So that's kind of where we would start seeing the 80 to 90 cent, potentially $1 XRP. Again, that's not my opinion. That is technical analysis. That's what happens every single time that the 2-day MACD flips bullish. Okay, so what I would like to see tonight, of course, a 72 cent closure, 73 cent closure would be ideal. But until we start getting closures above the 76 cent level, again, 76 cents or 76 coming back to Ripple in Gematria, it's a very important level. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get trapped for a quick moment between 76 and 86 cents before continuation into a recovery. Now, the show's not over. I've been telling people whatever we get next is most likely a bull trap. So we move up into highs but get rejected off of the golden pocket, and a rejection off the golden pocket is indicative of a continuation down. So what this could look like in the most bullish scenario possible is a move as high as $1.40, maybe even as crazy as $1.60. Although I don't see that happening, it's possible. It's possible because of technical analysis. So a move of even 123 at that 0.5 Fibonacci retracement, that is enough for a bull trap. Could look something like this if I had to draw it out. And again, this isn't a prediction. This is just me trying to help you guys. So get above the 236, back test the 236. Again, the 236 is at the 85 cent level, pretty much the 86, like I told you. And then you have kind of something like this, where you chop, and then that's your bull trap. And then you could actually see it come back down all the way to these levels that it was previously seeing resistance, and then confirm them as support for continuation to the upside. But at this time, based on market structure, I do not see lower than 51 cent XRP unless something really wild happens. But I'll tell you when we could probably see 51 cent XRP again. It'll probably be in February or March of 2022 when the end of the bull run happens. So I'm going to leave it at that. That's not a prediction. That's just me letting people know, the perma bears out there who want XRP and Bitcoin and all this stuff to go to zero. Good luck for you. The people who want Bitcoin to go to zero but then expect XRP to go to the moon, you're always wrong, and you will continue to be wrong until maybe you enter a virtual reality realm where... Never mind. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been a blast having so many interviews lately. We talked with Hard Forking a couple of days ago. That was a great chat discussing more information with his community. We talked about Bretton Woods and all those juicy numbers with the 3T Warrior Academy family yesterday. And then as well, the epic podcast with Logan over at Decode Your Reality. It seems like we are getting a lot of good reception to that, and we'll be doing a round 2 very soon. So if you guys enjoyed that Decode Your Reality podcast, let me know in the comments, and perhaps we could ask some people for some topics and some questions, because that podcast that we did was 100% freestyled. We didn't plan anything, and we went on for like 2 hours and 45 minutes. So it was incredible to chat with such an incredible, enlightened being. I had an amazing time chatting with Logan. So anyways, the Mastermind course sale is live until the end of the month. If you want to learn how to do technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, it's about 4 more days left to get lifetime access to my Mastermind course with the discount using the promo code in the pinned comment below. You can get in contact with me through my email in the description of this video. Looking forward to the XinFin decode happening later this week. And the next month of Patreon is going to be awesome. Be kicking it off with a full-blown decode of the Bretton Woods and the Nixon shock Shemitah of the 1930s, the 1920s. We're really going to be focused on the Shemitah as we enter the month of September. So enjoy the rest of your day in the Matrix. Much love.